Hello everyone, Jobexi here, and welcome. There we go, this is where we left off. The goal of this game is to basically save this world from whatever. Somebody in this world has a linking book to another place called Mist, which was the original game that this is a sequel to. And the linking book was stolen by somebody here, and without that linking book, nobody can actually make it back to Mist properly. So in order for that to be the case, is this something here actionable? So in order for it to be the case that somebody can get back to Mist itself, we need to come back here, find the linking book. And of course, the only way it would work is if we are sent here without a way back. This is a dangerous spy mission. We must be sent here without a way back for the purposes of avoiding the death. And I believe this game has multiple endings. The first game in the series had multiple endings also, so it would not surprise me if this one had multiple endings. Should be one more switch, one more press of the switch should get us to where we're going here. This sort of back path leads you straight into this wheel room. I believe this takes down an elevator type thing. This back path leads you to this wheel room, and you can go over here to reach the previous side of this mountain. I believe there's another switch over here. Yeah, and that's essentially the graphics, just a whole bunch of pictures linked together. Of course, this was in the late 90s, so that's basically all you had. You can see, however, that there are some animations. But as for moving around, just a bunch of pictures. If you wanted to do 3D... stuff, this is how you did it back then. Make high-quality 3D images, pre-rendered, because the games themselves were not compatible with rendering anything like that. Okay, so now we're back here. I think we should make our way to the other part of the island. Oops, or we can just, close the door. Whoops. Let's open up the door again. Yeah, this game was made in the late 90s. 1997 calls itself to mind, but that may be incorrect, so don't quote me on that. Alright, let's head through here. I feel like we're missing an eye stone. Many pardons. Alright, let's proceed. go. I wonder, is there another side? Can I get out on the left? Yeah, pretty cool stuff, huh? This game is actually full of those types of transportation. There are at least 4 different types of transportation in this game. One of them is the tram car. I don't know why they decided to go so in depth in utilizing the tram car, but they did. Now it looks like there is something over there, but I guess it would just kind of link over to here. This should be the number 3. Okay, so this is the number 3. We're missing the number 1. We have a 3, 5, 2, and 4. Excuse me. Alright, let's head up these stairs. And go down, I suppose. There are these dinosaur-type thingers. Again. Dino Rock includes the number 5, I believe. You have to go all the way around to see it. There you go. Dino Rock includes the number 5. I don't know if I have to visit these places in a particular order or what. I don't know what the goal is there. There's something else over here? No? Oh, I went a bit too far. There we go. There's the stairs. Okay, through this cave. It's going to be a weird sound. Basically, if you... Depends on where on the screen that you click. If you're clicking toward... I don't think you can see the cursor. No, you can't see the cursor. If you click on the center of the screen, takes you forward. Click towards the bottom of the screen, it'll take you back. Click towards the left, it'll turn you to the left. Towards the right, it'll turn you to the right. And that's basically it. It's fairly simplistic. Of course, things had to be back then. Alright, we should be able to go down from here. And this eye stone should be number... That's the number 2. I called it Metroid Lake. That's not what it's called. But I called it Metroid Lake because if you twist this handle, it fills up with water and looks a very little bit like a Metroid. And I do not understand what's going on. Whether that did something in the actual world or not, I don't know. Excuse me. Sometimes this game mimics the actual game world. Oh, and now we're getting back here. Is this where I left the tram car? It is where I left the tram car. Excellent. Okay, let's see if we can move forward. If we can move forward, we should be going somewhere new. Alright, let's turn us around. Alright, let's take a look at the path on the right. All of the paths should be extended. Let's see where we are. Many pardons. This camera thing, I feel like I was able to control that somewhere else. Oh, we're just at this this dock. Alrighty, well, that's interesting. Let's remember that that's where the thing is. Let's go up here, see if anything's changed. No, there used to be a pathway here, but it seems like they took the pathway down. This house doesn't want any visitors. That house doesn't want any visitors. I knock on the door of this house and they're like, no. Yeah, these cutscenes aged very, very well considering. Oh, there's a whole area back here. Is that a baby crying? Alright. Is there any sense in pulling this lever? No? There are things here that I do not understand what they are. Do not know what that is. Do not know what that is. I've seen the backside of this from earlier. Okay, let's see if we can, if there's anywhere else we can go from here. Or whether this is it. No, it seems like the whole rest of the city is cut off. Alright, let's head back down here, remembering that the ship is at the dock, because I actually lost the ship during the last playthrough. I forgot that I parked it where I parked it. Okay, that just leads us back up here. Let's take the other mode of transportation to where we're going. I believe that those orange things just repel the water. So it's an underwater tunnel. This game does a lot of hiding things behind other things. So I don't know whether that's a thing that I need to look out for. I don't feel as though I've made a whole lot of progress. Ooh. And it's a good thing the grinder isn't turned on, because this is actually a wood grinder. And that would be a terrible way to die. So, there you go. I wonder if there is a way to turn it on. Not that I'd necessarily need it at the moment. There must be a button somewhere. Although, that looks like a button. And it doesn't seem to be a button. So, I don't know what's going on there. We have a couple options. I have the power turned in that direction, and the reason for that is that if you go over here, there's a way up these stairs, this ladder. Open the doors. And we have Froggy. And there it went. So we could put frog food there. Oops. Well, if we close the trap, it can't go in now, can it? We put frog food there. Well, I trapped the frog earlier. Now, if we leave the trap down there for a while, when we bring it back up next time, there's going to be a frog. We close these doors. There are 2 other entrance passageways. This one leads to a zoetrope. It is the zoetrope that corresponds to the green light that I had encountered on an earlier playthrough. There's a hole in the wall right here. And if I look through that hole in the wall from the other side, I can pause the zoetrope and it'll get me somewhere. But I do not believe I have the codes to that puzzle. So let's continue over here. I believe this just turns off the fan, so I don't need to mess with that. This is a building and I can get in there in a second, but I just want to show where this goes. It leads straight back over here, which is to say to this building, which leads back, of course, to the main building where we started. I've already put about 4 hours into this game, and 4 hours into this game I realized that I had not been actually making progress. I have instead only been making shortcuts to other places on the map, and there's nothing wrong with shortcuts to other places on the map. Because I suppose that is a form of progress. But it is not what I call progress. What does this do? That's weird. I don't think any of these objects are necessarily actionable. Some are animational, if that were a word. I don't think any of the objects actually do anything necessarily. It would be cool if they did. Doesn't seem to be anything. Lots of strange artifacts. Yeah, essentially the goal is to work out the puzzles to help you not necessarily escape. We're actually looking for a book. In this universe, books can transport you from one place to another. There's the trap. And without a book, and this isn't the one, by the way, without a book, it won't actually work. What is this? Decides my memory. There's a lot of exposition that you find that would help you solve the puzzle. I wonder if perhaps they had communication on commerce between the cultures in earlier times. Mostly I'm just looking to see if the pictures resemble anything. A deeper connection to 5. I will continue to investigate. So those are the 6 symbols that I have written down right here. And they are. It is my... Those are numbers. The weird symbol, second line from the bottom, those are numbers. 98th, no, 92nd, 3rd? 93rd. Yeah? No. That doesn't make any sense. Interesting. Maybe I don't understand the numbers as much as I thought I understood the numbers. Let's see if there's anything else here. We've seen some of these. There's that puzzle again. I guess somehow it moves things. I decided to install coded access system units to all of the domes. Awesome. Found the code. This is why it's important to read, I suppose. Found the code. The code is 3. That's a 10 and that's a 2. So 12. 3 12. That's a 10 and that's a 4. 14. I'm going to assume that's 24. And that would make it 2 plus an unknown number to me. So maybe it's 32. Assuming they're in numerical order. I don't know what I know what it means to have a round circle at the bottom. That means you're adding 10 to the number. To have the 2 diagonals at the bottom, maybe that means 20. And to have the upward, maybe that means 30. I don't know. I don't even know if the numbers go up to 30. But I will also draw the pictures to make sure that I understand what exactly is going on. Instead of just, being silly. So I will have the pictures on hand as well. In case it ends up meaning something more to me than that. In terms of understanding what's going on. I can assume that that's what those mean. I imagine it's 3, 12, 14, 24, 32. On Enchanted Island. No, most of the knives have been found in the south side of the village, the same area in which there have been reports of people mysteriously disappearing. I think a closer inspection of the area is warranted. The fact that they leave these distinctive knives as a sign of their presence concerns me. They're growing more bold and seem to be they seem to no longer fear discovery of their hideout. $44, is that not 99? 99. I think that's 99. Yeah, 99th age. Interesting. Okay, so these numbers are consistent. Very interesting. Okay. So yes, so the K is a 3. Yeah, this is you can ignore the first column over here. This first column is wrong, but the second column is correct. So this is 1 through 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I imagine that if you want to have like 11, it would be a circle on the bottom plus a line straight through the center. If you want to have 12, it would be a circle on the bottom and a line on the side. So there we go. If we have this, is that right? No, it is. We have, for 12, we have the circle on the bottom and a circle on the side, and I interpret that as 12. These other things, I don't have an interpretation for. So we're just going to assume that that's the way that works. It seems to be a base 5 system. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you like what you see, you can click any of the videos on the screen to be taken to more things like that, or you could always click subscribe to be notified when I produce more excellent content. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the comments. And Riven was like, oh cool, let's play for 2 hours and forget to save, and then the game crashes because it's, an old game. I tell you, there are so many different types of transportation, it's absolutely absurd. Here we go. We've gibbered the ladder. He's on their own. Wow, we are killing sharks and squids. That's pretty fun. Caution. Really though? Yeah, I can't even elevator? Well, considering that most of the people in this facility have probably long since made the facility, don't think we're going to start. Doesn't really have time to make it attended.
And if you're the only one alive
here and you don't know how to steer a ship, then I guess you'd better start learning pretty fast. How is that? It's interesting because if you're asleep and the move isn't going to work, it doesn't even let you bother choosing the move, which is different in later generations. Oh, that's how that's happening. Alright, we can do that.